Scalar.
And I'm Amber Fossil Gajin Cosplay, and today we are back.
Oh my god.
With Steins Gate.
It has been months.
Yeah.
Several months.
We are so sorry for that. Seriously, we're really sorry.
A lot of stuff happened to us in the past months. And then COVID happened. And with everything we've been doing, a lot of our shows have been, you know, taking the back seat on our schedule.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't want to watch them, but especially like with Steins Gate, I remember saying that since we were so early in the show, it was better to focus on the shows that were already like 5 seasons in than focus on Steins Gate, because we just couldn't do everything. It was too much for us. But now we are here.
Yes.
We are back.
And we intend to finish it.
Oh, we will for sure. And actually, like, if you want to be reassured, we're filming this in advance. Like, we're making sure that we have a bunch of episodes before this one comes on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping up with the schedule on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And since it's been months, last night we both rewatched episodes 1 and 2. We also watched our own reaction because I wanted to hear the discussion that we had.
Yeah. Still can remember the names of the characters, but
I actually no, but funny enough, I actually remember the names more today than I did when we first watched the episodes 1 and 2. So I'm saying it like, well, I think the nicknames are easier than the actual names. So for us, it's O.K.A.R.I.N. And I also remember Makise Kurisu, the entire thing. There you go.
Yeah.
And the others, like Daru and Masahi, her. The Tuturu girl. And the guy who's not a girl, but is more feminine than any girls that you could ever find. He's a dude. I remember this one too. So, yeah, last episode was also pretty much confusing and intense. We basically met a girl that is so focused on her phone. She's trying to take pictures to remember, like have proof of where she's been, which in a show about time travel is weird. Mm-hmm. We get that. There was also a lot of mentions about John Titor? How do you pronounce it? This guy. It's starting to rain. Cool. Means it's not going to be that hot today. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, mentions of this guy. We know he was a real guy that really posted stuff online about him being from 2036, I think.
Yeah. And
he was looking for an old computer that could save civilization in the future somehow. So, or combat a virus or something. I think that's what I read. And I saw it through comments on YouTube. So I don't even know the entire story, but I know about this guy and I know that he was real. In the new reality that O.K.A.R.I.N. is in right now, he is Japanese
now, and not that famous.
No. So he's starting to figure out that something is going on because he's got proof now. He's obviously seen that stuff that he remembers being real is not real or true in this new reality. And we've been also discussing that it's time travel, but I wonder what approach to time travel they're going to take, because from the looks of it right now, it's not so much time travel as it is jumping realities. At least for O.K.A.R.I.N., it looks like he jumped from one reality to another, or, and I remember saying that in the first episode too, someone went back in time, changed something, and he just has the ability to realize that stuff around him changed. Which is not supposed to be so.
Like the girl who was so focused on the cell phone.
What? Oh yeah, we know. We think it might be linked to the cell phones and the radio, the waves it sends and stuff. And there was also that experiment they did last episode with the banana gel, and they managed to send a banana back to its original state, except that it was all gel-like, because it went in the microwave stuff. And Makise Kurisu, sorry, she saw that happen. Like, she showed up at the end of the episode and she was like, "Huh, very interesting thing you've got going on, Okabe thing," and or what I mean is Ohoin Kyoma, that's his name. Like, she knows more, like she knows a lot, and she's really intelligent, so I wonder what she has to say about this. Yeah. We know we're supposed to be confused in this show. We know we're supposed to be confused.
At least until half of the series.
Till, yeah, till episode 11 or something. And then I've seen like thumbnails of people watching this show, and after episode 11, basically all the thumbnails go like this. So, We've got 2 cats running around, so don't pay attention to them.
Sorry.
Anyway, as she takes our cat and puts him on the table, we're gonna start this episode. Let's go.
Makise Kurisu.
See? Makise
一応ノ
Kurisu.
ックはしたんですけど、
なぜここを
橋田さんに聞いてきたんです。
この三次元女のイルカに惑わされて貴様許さんぞこのビーチが
Whoa! With the words!
Where does that
この
come
状
from?
況に混乱し緊急事態だ機関がついにここまでエージェントを送り込んできた何これもシュタインズゲートの選択だというのか
I'd like to learn more about his role-playing
彼
thing.
の脳内設定特に意味をどこへ行く
本当は私が刺されたのを見たというのが事実なのか、セクハラ行為の言い訳なのか、その確認をしたくて来たんですけど。
I like her. Actually, I love her. And I missed this! When I rewatched episodes 1 and 2, I kind of fell back into the story. And I know it's been forever, but you know sometimes when you do a lot of shows at the same time, it's easy to forget about another show you barely started. But episodes 1 and 2 just put me right back into it. I enjoyed the character. I enjoy the story already. I enjoy the confusion.
結合部に損傷はない。トリックではないよね。
爆発物を仕掛ける可能性がある監視の目を緩めるなないっちゅうの
中はグズグズね。味はない。
It's for science.
このゾンビめ腹が減っているならそう言えバナナぐらい恵んでやる
いりません。誰が変態のバナナなんて食べるもんですか。
変態だぞ
Say
い
it
き
like
なり人の
Nadia.
ことつついてか
変態のバナナなんて食べるもんですかってもう一度お願いできるできたら悔しそうな顔で
Oh my
Oh my
god.
goodness.
何を赤くなっている言ってみろ天才少女天才が何を想像したのか
Same as our mind.
Yeah.
どうセクハラですぐに訴えてもいいレベルだけど、今は不問にしておく。
今は
だから詳しく教
Because
え
there's
て。
science
このバナ
happening.
ナ、そのレンジと関係があるのよね。
トップシークレットだ
She could help, dude.
でもマキセ氏ならこのヘンテコな機能について解明してくれるかもよいやしかしつうか僕らだけじゃ絶対解明できないと思われ貴様クリスティーナとか言ったな
一言も言っとらんわ。
この電話レンジカッコ仮の秘密を知るには条件がある貴様に
Oh
は
my
こ
god.
の未来ガジェット研究所のラボメンになっても
What's
ら
her
う
nickname gonna
研
be?
究所のメンバーに迎えてくれるってこと？
それともう一つ
まだあるの？
俺が貴様に行ったセクハラ行為を全て不問にしろ以上ださあどうするクリスティーナ
だからティーナってつけるな。
悪かったなザ・ゾンビ
ちゃんと呼べ。法王院変態狂魔。
黙れ天才変態少女
I love the dynamic
変態
between
同士
these
の
two.
視察戦燃える
黙れ
変態
仕方ないわね。
ではたった今から貴様はラボメンナンバー004クレサテーナだ
ティーナも禁止。
ジューシーから揚げナンバーワンワン
あれお客さん？お邪魔してます。マキセクリスです。いきなり押しかけてきてごめんなさい。
椎名まゆりです。
なんか
Mayuri.
私もラボメンになったみたいで。
ラボメン
ええ。
女の子の
I love her, but I wonder how she keeps up with all that's
そんなに
happening.
珍しいの？
よろしくね。
ええ、よろしく。
なんだと
何？
放電現象が起きていたらしい
なんで先に言わないのよ。具体的な状況を教えて。
レンジから稲妻みたいなのが出ていつの話だ昨日の昼だったかなオカリンが人工衛星が墜落したニュース見て飛び出していって自分の携帯こいつに繋いでじゃああのメールを送った時お前の携帯は電話レンジカッコからに繋がっていたんだな
放電が起きた時のレンジの状態は？
動作テストしてたから逆回転機能使用中だったかな
再現してみた方が良さそうね。
マユリジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンをここへ
It's always cell phones. And everything's connected, but right now,
助
like,
手俺の携帯にメールを
いつからあんたの助手になった？ つうかあんたのアドレスなんて知らないし。
使えない常習名。なる、お前の携帯でいい。あとは携帯にメールが。
そろそろいいんじゃないかな。
Oh my god.
And you didn't. That happened, and you didn't want to tell anyone? Because that looks intense, man.
どう？
あった。受信日時。7月24日17時半。間違いない。過去に。
何か分かったの？
ああ、全てが繋がった。房からちぎられたバナナは房へと戻った。メールは5日前へと送られた。
そんな、まさか。
そのまさかだ。この電話レンジカッコ仮は
Time
Time travel
machine.
machine.
タイムマシンだ。
Ta-da!
I thought it was gonna be something stupid, but he got it. It makes
Yeah.
sense. And I mean, we've got proof. Science is all about proof.
どうした？ダメージでかいよ。徹夜で成果ゼロなんて。なんでゲルバナにならなくなったんだ？知るか。メールを送れたのはあれ1回きりだしな。マキセ氏呼び戻した方がいいんじゃね？無理に決まっているだろうが。
嘘。タイムマシン。
Freaked her out. Something with proof that she's been trying to say couldn't exist before.
Yeah.
なんだこれは？ LHC。はあ？ラージハドロンコライダーセルンの素粒子加速器。タイムマシンがセルンによって独占されています。セルンとは何だ？タイターは言っていた。セルンが2034年までにタイムマシンを完成させると。意味不なんですけど。いいから教えろ。セルンとは。だから欧州素粒子原子核研究機構の略称。名前の通りメインは素粒子物理学の研究。そのための世界的な設備をいくつも持っている。低速汎用子リング、陽子シンクロトロンブースター、大型電子陽電コライダーでラスボスは世界一の素粒子加速器ラージハドロンコライダータン。 LHC は使い方次第でミニブラックホールができるかもって噂もあったけどね。確かタイムトラベルを実現させる方法の一つにミニブラックホールを使ったものが
I
あっ
heard
たよ
that too
な。
before.
Yeah, me too.
ああ、あるけどこの前マキセ氏が講義で言ったっしょ。そもそもブラックホールの生成が無理だって。だが LHC がある以上作られる可能性。ホールもいやねえよ。セルンが公式に否定してるん
I
だ。
mean, they would deny it if they found something amazing that they want to keep for themselves.
分かっている。こうなった以上俺たちのやるべきことは一つ。
じゃあ
テニスさんのところに行くこと。違う。お前はスーパーハッカーだろ。全てを組んでにやりと笑え。ハッカーじゃなくてハッカーな。
Sorry,
あ
guys.
とは分かるな。いいや全然。セルンをハッキングしろ。
Oh, wow.
以上だ。おかわりギャグだよな。
Just that.
奴らの電話レンジカッコ仮をタイムマシンとして使えるようにするか、このままラボの倉庫で眠らせることになるか、お前の腕にかかっている。どうなっても知らないよ。
牛丼2人前。
He's onto something,
お
so.
かわり
ねえねえ、それより君たちって2階で何してるの？未来ガジェット研究所って言うんでしょ？
なぜその名前を。
お、
そこまで知られたからには仕方あるまい。我々は世界を影から操る闇の機関と戦っているのだ。
ああ、じゃあもしかしてセルンっていうのはその闇の機関のこと？
なぜそれを。
ご
How?
めん、実は話し声聞こえてきちゃってさ。
積み聞きしたと
Now
いう
you're
のか。
part of the group.
聞こえてくるんだもん。
またか。
何？死亡通知でも来た？
死亡通知。
あ、いや、冗談。
IBN5100 とかいうレトロパソコンにやたら執着している女がいてな。
IBN？
知っているのか。
うん。
Everything's connected somehow.
違う。アットチャンネルに書いてたよ。IBN5100 はベーシック言語ができる以前に作られたパソコンだから IBN 独自のプログラム言語も読めるとかなんとか。
本当か。
うん。
そういえば2000年に現れたタイタンも。皆さんは時間の概念について 固定観念に支配されているようです。世界線移動の時、人々の記憶は再構築されます。つまり A という人物がいた以前の世界線の記憶は消去され、新たにできた A という人物がいない世界線の記憶が再構築されるのです。その未来を変えるために IBN5100 が必要だというのか。そうなります。セルンの企みを防ぐには IBN5100 の機能が必要なのです。2000年に現れたジョン・タイターも確かそんなことを言っていた。残念ながら私は2000年には行っていません。
Not that you remember.
あなたは他の世界線の私を見た可能性があります。面白いです。あなたとは一度ゆっくりお話ししてみたい。
Because your memories weren't altered.
私のメールアドレス。
Interesting stuff. And that girl is like either on the same path as John Titor or is John Titor. That would be cool. But nah.
きたー
Congrats! Be careful with you.
Wow.
If you become an enemy of a big corporation, they're gonna go after you.
Yeah.
すごいね。よくわかんないけど。
まあハッキングしたっつっても管理者の ID じゃなければ見られる範囲は限られるっつうか、おっぱいしか見えない的な。
タルくんエッチだね。
ないよ。まだメールがいくつか出てきただけ。LHC の調子は良好だ。こいつはあくまで猫みたいに気まぐれだが、ここ1ヶ月は驚くほど調子がいい。何のことだ。そう、ミニブラックホール生成ミッションはすでに確立しているため報告は省く。ミニブラックホールみたいだね。公式には実験を成功していないと発表されてるのにな。その先は実験結果。ヒューマンイズデッド。
Oh shit.
ミスマッチ。人が死んだ。
It is dangerous stuff!
Um,
Nah! We don't see next episode.
do you think that maybe the human that died is not dead but was sent back in time, and maybe that's Maxakirsu?
Well,
And that's
no,
why she freaked out so much?
What? I don't think so. I think she freaked out because she, you know, when you're a scientist, what you perceive as truth rules everything in your life, you know, and the stuff that seems impossible, you won't think about it twice. And she could explain every time you watch this show, you get tired, by the way. But you know, when you try to explain something and you can't find any proof, and on the contrary, when you can explain something to be impossible, that's it. You truly believe in that. That's how life goes. That's your reality, your entire reality. And she found something that she couldn't explain at first. She looked into it, and then the time machine thing came up. And like I said, last episode she spent like I don't know how long, like maybe 30 minutes, an hour. She spent so long explaining how time travel could not exist, and she was just like witness to that.
Of it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that for a scientist like her that truly believed in what her conception of reality, what was possible and not possible, for that to, you know, shift completely, I think for her to freak out, it's completely normal. I would freak out. I like it, but I would freak out. Although I said it in the first episode, and I will say it again, time machines could be the worst invention ever. It's such a bad idea to create this.
Oh, yes it is.
Or to look into it. That's like...
But I'm really not against the fact that maybe, like, the one that they tried to use the black hole with, for their
that person
machine
could still be alive, just back in time.
Yeah.
I'm not against that either. I just don't think it's her. Although, like, obviously there's more than one of them around, because first episode, you remember, Okarien was with Mayushi. Then we heard a scream, and the scream sounded an awful lot like Okarien's voice. And then we found Makise Kurisu. Let's call her Kurisu?
Christina.
Christina.
That's her nickname, Christina.
We found her dead, and I'm like, was it the same girl he talked to? Because she told him, you wanted to tell me something important like 15 minutes ago. What was it? And he's like, I never saw you. I never talked to you. So there might be multiple versions of them in the same timeline.
Close the intro.
Well, yeah.
We saw a bunch of Okari, a bunch of Maxikurisu, a bunch of Mayuri.
And
so when maybe there's time travel involved, or they create a new timeline, you don't completely erase it, but you just like double yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I'm trying to figure out if that's what's going on here. Because, I mean, it could go so many ways. It's just episode 3. The way the the way John explains it, and he probably knows what's going on because he's been time traveling, so he can't explain it. His way of explaining it is that the entire society, the entire world shifts universe, and everyone's memories gets, you know, modified.
Yeah.
So we've got two things here, actually. We've got the time travel that happens, so someone goes back in time to change something, and when that someone goes back in time, yes, there is two versions of that same person, unless he went back so far that he doesn't exist yet, but still. So someone goes back in time, there is similar two versions of that person, changes something, and then the entire reality shifts, and the people's memories gets they get changed, basically. So I'm wondering, if you are the person that went back in time, do your memories shift? Do your memories shift? Because you're the one that wasn't technically stuck in the original timeline when it shifted, because you came from a timeline that no longer exists. So do your memories shift, or do you remember? Because that could explain why Okarin's memories didn't change when the reality shifted. Maybe he's the one that went back in time to change something, and when the reality shifted universe, he stayed basically the same because he's not affected by the change because he was already out of time.
That could be it.
You know what? By the way, every time I talk about this show, every time we have a discussion about this show, I hear myself and I'm like, how do you guys make any sense out of what I say? Because this is crazy shit, but still. Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, maybe he's the one that went back in time to change something, and that could explain why he remembers the original timeline. But then that would, I also stand by my original idea that someone went back further in time to change everything because he remembered a morning that no longer exists. So time travel is so complicated. It's so hard and dangerous to mess with. That's why I don't like that organization that we learned a lot more about in this episode. S.E.R.N? S.E.R.N? S.E.R.N, yeah. We said it last episode, companies that are given the chance to model time so it benefits them are dangerous. And if they were given that opportunity, they would totally take it. Make themselves more powerful, more rich, more anything. And obviously, if they were, like, if they did tests and it came out, like, with results, they would not tell it to anyone. So they would say, oh, yeah, but
they said that the test failed in the media.
Yeah, but I don't believe it at all.
Yeah, we just said that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I didn't believe it as soon as they said, oh, they said it wasn't working. Yeah, of course. If it was working, they wouldn't tell anyone because they don't want to give that technology to anyone else. Sure. That's how they became, like, the big company from the future.
I do wonder, though, where do you think the idea that maybe black holes can be an access to time travel? Because we know that we heard this idea before, and they kind of use it with Star Trek and other sci-fi movies.
I mean, the concept of a black hole. Have you ever seen that video that explains or read a text about what would happen to you if you fell into a black hole? It's terrifying, by the way, but have you ever...
Yeah, but I don't remember what I read.
A black hole is it's a hole in time and space, almost. Like, when you fall in a black hole, at first you wouldn't even realize what's happening, but then time would shift for you, and space would shift as well. I think at one point you would be able to see the back of your head because you turn in such a way that eventually time and space don't matter anymore,
It's
so
like-
your head is like...
Yeah, it's like time and space are mixing together.
Yeah.
Actively, yeah.
You'd be destroyed, like, for sure, but if you couldn't, you know, survive this, at one point you would be able to... Well, first of all, I think when you fall, the people would see you till eventually, whoop, you disappear, but for you it would be way longer than that. Like, it's such a crazy thing. We don't understand it. I certainly don't understand it. All I can say about black holes is what I read. And like I said, I remember the thing about seeing the back of your head because, like, you turn and eventually time has no control over you, and it's just, it's so crazy. So I think because we don't understand black holes, or the little that we understand about black holes could open up the door to the possibility that, A, it's a door to another time, you know? It's a hole in time and space that if you can, you know, go through, which, that was a very disgusting... Anyway,
Yeah, it was.
if you can open that door and go through that black hole, since it's a hole in time and space, then when you come out on the other side, you're not in your time, you're not in your space.
True.
So, and since black holes are such a mystery, the theory stands, you know? We can't, it's like I said, in science, when you can't prove it...
Until proved otherwise, we can have this theory that maybe
Exactly.
can be used for
like I said about
time travel.
like I said about Mike Sikudisu, like, freaking out. In science, if you don't have proof of something, then it's not true, or it's not possible. And then when you can prove it's possible or impossible, and then if you shift that reality, you lose it. Well, it's the same with black holes. Right now, we don't know enough about black holes to say that it's impossible, but at the same time, we know enough to be like, well, seriously, like, I don't think it could be possible. So, but the theory still stands because we don't know enough. We can't prove anything.
Alright.
Black holes terrify me, by the way. When I was a kid,
What doesn't terrify you? That is
A
not
lot of stuff.
a black hole.
a lot of stuff don't terrify me, but that, when I was a kid, someone talked to me about space, and black holes especially freaked me out.
You're scared of the deep ocean too.
I am scared of the
so
deep
if it's
ocean.
deep and black, you're freaking out. That's right.
I think it's what the black hole represents, like something you can't escape, something you
Emptiness?
just and can't survive either. You're just helpless when you fall into that, and
Yeah.
I don't like being helpless. So yeah, lots of names that we need to remember, but I'm glad that I can remember the main characters' names at least.
Alright.
And there's this girl too, the girl that's freaking out over her phone and keeps sending text messages and emails.
No, you just need to
She
answer
came
it.
back. She's looking for the same computer that John was looking for.
True.
Coincidence? I
No.
think not.
There is no coincidence in this world.
And in this show especially. Okay, I think it's enough. We're gonna move on and watch the next episode because we've got to, you know, catch up to where we were supposed to be.
Well,
And,
we're supposed to end this show
yeah,
a long
for sure.
time ago. So.
But we need to see what happens next, and I'm very curious about where this is all gonna go. There's a lot of theories so far. There's a lot of questions. Not a lot of answers, but I want them. I want to look for them. So,
Alright.
yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon.
It is now. It is now.
Check it out. The link is in the description.
So don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, and if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week.
Yes.
So we're gonna see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.